بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تبارك وتعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله تعالى فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله تعالى، وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار. ثم أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Somebody's awake. Let me try that again. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
MashaAllah. So you guys are awake. That's good. Do you guys know why we're here today? Who can tell me? MashaAllah. Go ahead. For a story? Okay. Once upon a time. Why are we here today? Tell me. Because Sunday is the only day I have, and they drag me over here. Okay. Why do we come to the masjid? Let me make a general question. Why do we come to the masjid? Tell me. Is the home of Allah? I mean, does Allah live here? It's the house of Allah. There's a difference. Good. Because we are Muslims, right? Are we proud to be Muslims?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Because we say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. What do we call this? The testimony of faith. Ahsant. MashaAllah. The testimony of faith. The testimony of faith is la ilaha illallah. Well, today, inshallah ta'ala, we'll speak about one of the best people that ever walked the earth, by the name of Musa alayhi salam. Ever heard of him?
Yeah. Yes.
You did? Thumbs up. You heard of him. Good. Give me a light there. Put a light. MashaAllah. Good. So Musa alayhi salam, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, he said that Musa alayhi salam said one day, Ya Allah, my Lord, he's talking to Allah. Because Musa, Allah spoke to him directly, right? You know that? Allah spoke to him. يا أخوات الله يبارك فيكم. يعني ساعدونا بالصمت شوية. Let's keep it quiet. الله يجزيكم خير. Sister talking. Sisters, please help us with some quiet. The Prophet ﷺ said that Musa said to Allah, Ya Allah, give me something that I can say so I can praise you and remember you with what we call the dhikr, so I can do your dhikr. Do you know what dhikr is? And he says, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Tons of hasanat they go on in your record. Okay, that's dhikr. So Allah said to Musa, Ya Musa, قل لا إله إلا الله. Say, La ilaha illallah. Okay? The testimony of faith. That's how you become a Muslim, right? Musa said, Ya Allah, please tell me something that is special. Because all of your servants say that. He said, Ya Musa, if all of the heavens and their dwellers, besides me, and the seven earths and their dwellers, were to be put on one side of the scale, and La ilaha illallah is to be put on the other side of the scale, what would happen? Which one is heavier? Which one is heavier? All the heavens and the earth, or La ilaha illallah? Ahsan, good job. La ilaha illallah is the heaviest thing on the scale. That means, do you know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, he will put a scale. In a scale when you weigh things, and he will put the good deeds on one side and the bad deeds on one side. Whichever one is heavier, that's how we know where you're going to go. If your good deeds are heavier, where do you go? Where do you go if your good deeds are heavier? I agree, Abdullah. Paradise, Jannah. But if your bad deeds are heavier, where do you go? Ooh. Where? The Nar, yes. The Nar. The Nar.
You know what Nar means? Nar, I mean N-A-R.
Yeah.
National Association of Realtors. That's what's funny.
We go to, or we call it, what's the other name? Jahannam, right? It's a bad place. All of us should work hard to stay away from, right? Guys, pay attention, don't fight. Okay, now, if you have La ilaha illallah with you on the day of judgment, then your positive side of the scale will be heavier. So you have a good chance. So that makes Musa what? What was Musa? Was he a Christian or a Jew? What was he? He was a prophet, but he was a, what was his religion? Hiba? What was his religion? Musa's religion.
She says it like...
Tell me.
Tell her loud. Tell her loud.
What was he? He was a He was a Muslim. Good job. So Musa alayhi salam was a Muslim. So what we will talk about today, inshallah, happened over 3,000 years ago. Can you imagine that? 3,000 years ago. Wow. That's a long time. Was I born 3,000 years ago? Was I already born? No? Huh? Were your parents born?
No.
Were your grandparents born?
No.
No. Subhanallah. So, we'll start by speaking a little bit about the family of a man that Allah Ta'ala nicknamed Israel. Ever heard that? Israel. Who is Israel? What's his real name? What's his real name? Sophie, you know? His real name is Yaqub, the prophet of Allah, Yaqub. Yaqub and his son Yusuf and all of his other sons, because of a long story that one day we'll tell you, inshallah, they moved from Palestine to Egypt. Okay? So Israel, Yaqub, and his children moved to Egypt. And they lived there. And because his son Yusuf, Allah gave him a very strong position of power in Egypt. So Yaqub and his sons lived very well. They had lands, and they had possessions, and they had all the money that they wanted. Okay? They lived very well. They were comfortable. But what was the problem? The problem is they did not obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what happens when you don't obey Allah? What happens? Yes. You know, I can't hear you. You know why? Because people behind the divider are really loud.
Hey. Talk now.
What happens when you disobey Allah?
You go to
If you keep doing it, and you die upon it, you don't repent to Allah from it, then yes. But if you disobey Allah, Allah will take His protection away from you. And He'll leave you on your own. And when Allah Ta'ala does not protect you anymore, what happens? You lose in this life, and you lose in the hereafter. And that's what happened to the Israelites. They did not obey Allah. They did not obey the Prophet of Allah Yaqub. They did not obey the Prophet of Allah Yusuf. And then what happened to them? Because Allah Ta'ala says, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. And you should obey Allah and His Messenger so that you have mercy. So that Allah will give you His mercy, right? So this generation of people did not obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what happened to them? Allah Ta'ala changed the king that was nice to them, and another king took over. The one known as, or let's say one Fir'aun was gone, and a new Fir'aun came to power. Does that make sense? One Fir'aun is gone, another Fir'aun? How many Fir'auns are there? Huh? What does the word Fir'aun mean? Yes, go ahead. Yeah, good one, yes. The Pharaoh. I did not say translate it. I said define it. There's a difference. Any king of Egypt in that back then was called the Fir'aun. So one Fir'aun was gone that was nice to the Israelites, and a new Fir'aun came to power as a punishment from Allah. Because the kings on their thrones, who puts them there? Who puts them there? Who allows them to be there? Yes, Adam. Allah. MashaAllah, you are sharp today, MashaAllah. Allah, it is Allah. قُلِ اللَّهُمَّ مَالِكَ الْمُلْكِ. Say, Allah, the owner of al-mulk, the dominion. تُؤْتِي الْمُلْكَ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. You give dominion to whoever you want, and you take it away from whoever you want. وَتُعِزُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ وَتُذِلُّ مَنْ تَشَاءُ. You give honor to whoever you will, and you take it away from whoever you will. SubhanAllah, بِيَدِكَ الْخَيْرُ. All of goodness is in your hand. Boys, we can't be talking at the same time. Be quiet. Come on. Sit down and listen to the story, okay? That's the reason we're here.
Amir, don't play around.
So this new king, he did not like the Israelites, Banu Israel. Alhamdulillah, salam ya Dr. Hussein, Dr. Amr, MashaAllah, Professor Jalal, MashaAllah. This new king did not like the Israelites. What did he do? You have too many lands. You have nice houses. You have a lot of money. Give it to me, all of it. Oh, not only that, I don't like you. You're going to become my slaves. So they wait for people that are free, having money, having everything they want, into slaves. Is slavery a good thing?
No.
It's a horrible thing. Because it means basically labor all day. Huh? Labor all day. Forceful labor without anything in return. That's it, you just work. SubhanAllah. And imagine this, I want you to picture this for a second. People that were put in hard labor, carrying rocks, pushing heavy things, doing construction under the sun. Ask anyone that grew up in Egypt. It gets really hot. Huh? You grew up in Egypt? Really? When? That's where you grew up? Huh? So I know your father is Egyptian, but did you grow up there?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. You have a clone that lives there, and you live here, and okay, I get it. Your whole grandma grew up there.
No, we.
You want to help me? Come sit next to me, because that shows you. MashaAllah. It gets hot, right?
Yeah.
It gets hot. So imagine under that heat,
And it never.
people digging ditches, carrying rocks, and some of them were your age. Some of them are your ages. Not only that, there is a soldier following them with a whip. Anybody stops working for a second, what happens? What happens to him? He gets hit. Man. But that was their reality. What does that make you think about? To say Alhamdulillah that we live here now, not in Egypt 3,000 years ago. Would have been a horrible situation. Because these were people of Tawheed, just like us. And the one common thing that we have with them, pay attention, is a tawheed. They used to say La ilaha illallah, we say La ilaha illallah. Imagine if any one of us was in that situation. Would be terrible. Would be very difficult. On top of it, Fir'aun, he claimed, what did he claim? To be God. He said, Ana rabbukum al-a'la. I am your highest Lord. Can you imagine? If someone comes to me and says, I am your God, what would you tell me? Well, you're crazy, you're out of your mind, right? But that's what Fir'aun did. And guess what? His people, they believed him. Right, Zayd? They believed him. Because they were fools. فَاسْتَخَفَّ قَوْمَهُ فَأَطَاعُوهُ. As Allah said, استخفهم. He fooled them, played with their mind. And they followed him, they obeyed him. Then Allah said, إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا قَوْمًا فَاسِقِينَ. They were people that, fasiqeen. Fisk. You know what fisk is? Fisk is to, linguistically, the language of the Arabs, it means to come out, to get out. What did he get out of? Good sense, good morality, following the guidelines of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all of that falls under al-fisk. Okay? They were bad people, subhanAllah. That's why Allah gave him as a ruler, Fir'aun. So he claimed to be God. So then his test started. Because all the people that oppress others, you guys, all of you know what oppression is, right? If you don't know what oppression is, raise your hand. Okay. If you're sitting next to Sina, right? And then Sina looks away, and you just hit him on his head for no reason. What is that? That's oppression. You harm someone for no reason. That's oppression. So that's what this person was doing. He was an oppressor. He oppressed people. He harmed people for no reason. Allah made him see a dream. And in his dream, he saw a big fire coming out of where? Huh? From where? Palestine. Flying all the way to Egypt. Burning all the homes of the Egyptians. And the Israelites, their homes were not touched. Wow. He woke up scared. He went to talk to the people that, his advisors and his kahana. Do you guys know what kahana are?
Yes.
Yes, tell me. Well, I'll take a little sip of water here. Go ahead. What's kahana? You know those fortune tellers? Huh? They have crystal balls and say this is going to happen and they all lie to people. Yeah. Are those good people? Are we supposed to see people like that? Are we supposed to listen to people like that? Ooh. You know, our Prophet told us, if you listen to someone like that, you lost your Islam. You have to do your Shahada all over again, because you're not a Muslim anymore. But Fir'aun had plenty of those working for him. He said, you know, I saw a dream. Fire burned all of our homes. Banu Israel, their homes were not touched. What is that? They said, this is, yeah, what did they say? Tell me.
Why were not all of them destroyed? Because they believed in Allah. They didn't get out of Salah. They didn't do anything bad.
That's a good point. But what I'm talking about is, how do they explain that dream to him? The dream, they explained it. They said, this dream means that there's a young child from the Israelites that will be born. When he grows up, guess what? He will destroy your kingdom, Fir'aun. Your kingdom will be no more. So we know what he decided? He said, well, the only solution that we have, what is the solution? Any newborn child who's a male from Banu Israel, from the Israelites, what do we do? As soon as he's born, take him and slaughter him like a sheep. Can you believe that? this is how evil this person was. So they started doing this. Any child that is born from Banu Israel doesn't live to see the second day. That's another thing we say. Alhamdulillah. Look how many good-looking boys, mashallah, are here. Alhamdulillah that we're not in that time. Yeah. Now you look in the mirror a lot, huh? We say Alhamdulillah that we were not born at that time. Say Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So they started doing this and did this for a long time. For about 10, 15 years. Every year. But Banu Israel, they were the slaves, right? They were doing all the labor. So all of a sudden, the Egyptians started saying, oops, pretty soon we're not going to have any slaves. Because all the boys are getting killed. What do? They went to Fir'aun. He decided, we're going to kill them 1 year, and we're going to spare them 1 year. Okay? So Harun, who is Harun? This guy talking about Musa. All of a sudden, Harun. Who is this Harun? Who is Harun? Hey, but you know? How about your brothers, you know? Who's Harun? Soccer player? No? Basketball player? Yes! Huh? Yes? The brother of Moses, that's correct. 10 points for Sophia. The brother of Musa alayhi salam. He was older and he was born. Guys, hey, attention, you can play later. I promise you, Wallahi, I promise you, we will give you a break. But when you get that break, go and play. Now I want you to listen to me, okay? Alright? Okay? فاهم يا حبيبي؟ فاهم؟ كويس. يلا. Harun was born the year of mercy. What does that mean? The year where they would leave the new children, they will not touch them. But Musa alayhi salam was born the year of no mercy. Subhanallah. Any newborn, he's toast. Horrible situation. So when he was born, his mother tried to hide him as much as possible. But the soldiers of Fir'aun, they had eyes everywhere. They knew which women were pregnant. They knew everything. So they were coming for him. Knives in hand, walking towards the house of the parents of Musa. Do you know the parents of Musa, what's their names? His father was Imran, and his mother was Yukabid. Imran and Yukabid. Allah Ta'ala then intervenes. He says, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَىٰ أَنْ أَرْضِعِيهِ. We inspired the mother of Musa that he should nurse him. He's still a baby, he was just born. وَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ فَأَلْقِهِ فِي الْيَمِّ فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ فَأَلْقِهِ فِي الْيَمِّ. If you're afraid for him, just put him in a little box, little ark, and throw him in the river. Which river? Which river? Which river? Which river they have in Egypt? You said you were born there. Obviously, you probably had some water from there. Yeah. The Nile? No, the Nile is not a good thing. You should never deny people anything. When you do something, don't be in denial. Say, I did it, I apologize, and move on. Yes. The ocean? Allah understand. Now you are in denial. So what is it called in Arabic? An-Nil. The river of the Nile. So, she said, just put him in there, and don't be afraid, because we will bring him back to you. Now I want you to imagine this. Imagine this. A little box about this big, with a little baby in it, we're just born, floating in a crocodile-infested river. Do you watch those National Geographic shows about Africa? You know those big crossings of wildebeest and zebra? They cross these big rivers, and then you got these monsters, 20 foot, 25 foot, waiting for them. They come and grab them. Huh? What are those crocodiles called? The Mazir. MashaAllah, he translates from a successful translation, very good. What are those crocodiles called? The ones that are in Africa, in the Zambezi River, in Botswana, in Kenya, in Burundi. What are they called? The Nile crocodiles. Because they're originally from the Nile River. Huge. Imagine a little box like that. Crocodiles have a very strong sense of smell. Oh, there's some meat in that box. Huh? Just a little push, little snack. It's like a little snack. But the protection of Allah was with him. Makes a big difference. That's why always work hard to have the protection of Allah. How do you get the protection of Allah? Who can tell me? You tell me? Ahsan, very nice. Zayd? Zayd 1 and Zayd 2. Zayd 1, Zayd 2? Zayd right, Zayd left. Yeah, Zayd right, tell me. اللي هو بيقوله يعني. Good deeds, right? Okay, what about you? And you? Huh? Pray. Abdullah? Play soccer? Be fast? How about you? Sing? Huh? Good deeds. The Egyptians? Tell me. صلي. أيوة كده صلي. فكرني في عمرك سمعت الشريط هذا يا تارك الصلاة؟ محمد حسين يعقوب صلي. So good deeds. Be good. Be good to others. Allah will be good to you. He will protect you. And also make a lot of dua. Make a lot of dua in the time of ease. When things are good, make dua. Then when the time things are difficult, what happens? Allah will accept your dua and He will protect you. Right, Adam? MashaAllah. Good. So, the little box floated and floated. Please tell me when it's my cue, when it's my time. Just let me know, okay?
You're okay, whatever you want.
So the box floated and floated until it landed. Where did it stop? Where did the box stop? Who can tell me? Yes, Hamza. SubhanAllah. Floated all the way to what? Yes. The castle for the king. Yes. So, it floated all the way to Fir'aun's castle. MashaAllah. But wasn't this what we were afraid of? Wasn't this what we were running away from? Allah Ta'ala made the ark float all the way to the castle of Fir'aun. فَالْتَقَطَهُ آلُ فِرْعَوْنَ. The people of Fir'aun took him. Subhanallah. لِيَكُونَ لَهُمْ عَدُوًّا وَحَزَنًا. So that he will be for them an enemy and a source of hardship and sorrow and regret. Subhanallah. But it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that controls everything, controls the universe. The wife of Fir'aun sees Musa, she loves him on the spot. She tells her husband, I want to take him as my son. Don't touch him, don't kill him. He's going to be my son. Maybe he will benefit us in the future. This is the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Fir'aun what? What is he telling Fir'aun? You know that boy that you're looking for? The boy that you're looking to harm and murder? Do you know what? I'm going to send him to your doorstep. And guess what? You're going to take him and you're going to raise him and you're going to feed him and you're going to make him wear nice clothes and you're going to take care of him until he grows up. Then when he grows up, he's going to destroy you. The power of Allah. I'm sorry, why? Why?
So when he grows up, he's going to destroy his boy?
You want to come sit here?
Yeah.
You sure? Sit down. Okay. Just relax. Relax and listen. You will learn. Just sit down, okay? Sit down properly. What do you have for breakfast? Sugar with sugar and some sugar on top of it?
Cornflakes.
I'll say that's sugar. Sandwich with sugar?
I don't know.
Maple syrup? Huh?
I hate
Whatever that is. Anyways.
what?
So, calm down, be quiet, be quiet. Allah Ta'ala tells us in the Quran, and they plan and plot, and Allah plans and plots. And Allah is the best of planners. So whatever you plan, whatever people plan against Allah, or against the ones that worship Allah, Allah will plan against them. And who wins at the end? It's the plan of Allah that always wins. We see it clearly. Fir'aun is looking for this boy. Said, Fir'aun, don't worry, don't look anywhere. I'll bring him to you. I will bring him to your doorstep. But you won't be able to touch him. On the contrary, you will take care of him until he grows up. That's what happens, subhanAllah. So, Musa alayhi salam grows up in the castle. Luxury. Everything that he wants to eat, everything that he wants to drink, anything that he wants to do. All the iPads he can play with. No reaction, no iPads. Did they have iPads back then?
No.
You sure? What did they have?
They had phones.
Huh? They have rocks. Play with the rock. You know, you never know.
They had dogs.
Because what they discovered in those pyramids are amazing. You never know what kind of technology they had. They might have had something that is better than the iPad. We don't know. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, يَمْحُ اللَّهُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيُثْبِتُ وَعِنْدَهُ أُمُّ الْكِتَابِ مِشَيْتَ فِي اللُّجْنِ. Allah subhanahu. Allah ta'ala erases that which He wants to erase. And He holds and carries out or shows that which He wants to show. What does that mean? That there are nations and civilizations in the past that had technology, but Allah Ta'ala erased them. That's it. Attention span is up already. Not even like a quarter of the way. Anyways, do you guys want me to stop?
No.
Because I stop now, there'll be no pizza. Pizza's out the window.
Did you say pizza time?
I just said that there will be no pizza for you. You're banned from pizza, my friend.
Did you say there's no?
No, I did not say that.
There's no pizza for pizza.
I said if you don't pay attention, because you're not here to eat pizza, you're here to pay attention. If you don't pay attention, there'll be no pizza.
What?
Did that get your attention? Good. Now let's continue. So, I was saying, Musa grew up in complete poverty, right? He grew up in
Pharaoh's castle.
But he grew up in what situation? He had everything that he wanted, right? Okay? But Fir'aun did not like Musa still, because he saw that Musa was always leaning towards his people of Tawheed, people that believed in Allah, right? Allah alone. We worship Allah alone, right? That's Tawheed, right? Okay. So, Musa alayhi salam was walking around in the city in a time where there's almost nobody. Then he sees two people fighting, duking it out. But one of them was like tougher than the other, so he's beating on him. Okay? So Musa realized that the one that was getting beat was from the Israelites, and the one that was doing the beating was from the Egyptians. So what does he do? Yes?
He goes out to the Egyptian and hits him.
Great. He wants us to kind of split the fight, stop them. But Musa did not realize what? Allah gave him what?
How to kill him.
Immense strength. He was so powerful. Huh? And we could take on 10 men at the same time. Now that's a real superhero, Musa alayhi salam. Imagine that kind of strength. 10 men are nothing. فَوَكَزَهُ مُوسَى فَقَضَى عَلَيْهِ. Musa just pushed him in his chest, killed him on the spot. Subhanallah. Now the problem starts. Oops, what did I do? قال هذا من عمل الشيطان. Said this is from the work of a shaitan. إنه عدو مضل مبين. He is a clear, manifest enemy. He's a clear enemy. The shaitan, he always pushes you towards what? Good things? Bad things. And if you listen to him, Allah musta'an. So Musa realized right away it was the work of a shaitan. So what did he do? What do good believers do when they make a mistake? What's the first thing they do? Huh? Good job. Ahsant, mashallah. They say, Astaghfirullah, right? What will they call that? What do we call that? Tawbah. Repentance. They repent to Allah. That's what you're going to say? I give you credit for it. They repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he repented. And Allah ta'ala forgave him. But the next day, what happened? He's out in the street again. What does he see? The same guy was getting beat the previous night. He's fighting again. Mishkal jihad, huh? This is a troublemaker. This is a pattern. So Musa was coming to separate them again. So what does the guy say? The guy that he saved the previous night. He says, Musa, you trying to kill me like you killed the guy last night? He turned on him. This coward, he turned on him. He said, Musa, you coming to tell me to kill me like you killed the guy yesterday? The word was out. That's it. So this man came from the other side of town, running. Said, Musa, I'm here to warn you. There are people, they're talking about, they are, what is the word? Conspiring to come and kill you because you killed somebody from them last night. If I were you, what do I do? I'll head for the turnpike. I'll get out of town. Run for the hills. And that's exactly what Musa did. What is that? I'm sorry? Conspiring. I'll let your brother explain. Maybe you can split your sandwich with him and he will explain it to you. So, Musa leaves with the clothes on his back. Nothing. Just walks and walks and walks and walks in the middle of the desert. He gets to the desert and he starts walking, and it's a big desert. He walks for hours and days until he gets to a place called, what is the place where he gets to? Who can tell me? Maryland? Miami? Minnesota? Mogadishu? It starts with an M. Yes. Ahsant. Madian. He gets to Madian. He finds, what does he find? A big well of water with a bunch of people with their flocks. Flocks of what? Birds?
No.
Wolves? Lions? Tigers? Flocks of what? Sheep. There you go. They're flocks of sheep. They're all watering their flocks, except for there were two women that are back. They're not watering their flocks. So Musa says, "Ma khatbukuma? What are you doing here?" They say, "We don't water until all the men are gone. Then we come and water our sheep." Why do they say that? Why? What do they do that? Why? Who can tell me? Zayd? Why do we have this divided? and the wall behind you. Why do we have it? Have you ever thought about that? Because Muslim men and Muslim women are not supposed to mingle and be in the same place together. That's exactly why. So these women, they're not going to get in between all the men that are watering their flocks and do the same. They wait until everyone is gone, and then they water. And that's exactly why Musa said, "Ma khatbukuma," which means, what in the world are you doing? They said, we don't water our flocks until all of the shepherds leave, disperse, and extra information, extra benefit for you, Ya Musa. And our father is a very old man. Now who's the smart guy today who's going to tell me why they said, and our father is a very old man? Only you raise your hand if you're sure. If you get it wrong, it's Canadian system. Minus. Huh? Pretty soon this guy's going to be right here sitting next to me. Like if drifting and drifting. You want to sit? Sure. You want to come sit and give the lecture? Oh, you got minus across the board, my friend. And no pizza on top of it. That's it. Because I'm going to get an asteroid because of you. Huh? Hints?
Yeah.
Hints about, well, I forgot. What was I talking about?
About the old
How old are they? Why did they say that their father was an old man?
Yeah, what did they say the father volunteered information like that? My father, see, keeps drifting. Personal space. Heard of that before? Okay, good. What did he say then? What did they say that my father is an old man? Okay. It's like, yeah, it's almost there. Can you tell us? No? No? Going once, going twice. Not so. Okay. They said that because they knew that Musa is going to tell them his next question would be, Ya Allah, back up. Come on. Back quick. They knew that Musa was going to ask them, the next question was going to be, who is the person, who is the man that is in charge of you that's supposed to be doing this work? Huh? They said, alright, before they asked the question, they answered, because our father is too old, he can't do this anymore, that's what we have to do. فَسَقَى لَهُمَا. Then Musa watered for them. Huh? He watered for them. Then one of them came to tell him, as Allah told us in the Quran, that my father wants to come to pay you for helping us. That's how Musa alayhi salam, whatever. That's how Musa alayhi salam found a home and a wife and a place to stay and work for the next 10 years. Because the man told him, I want you to marry one of my daughters so you can work for me for 8 years. If you finish 10 years, that's from you. That's a bonus from you. That's a favor from you. I don't want to make it difficult for you. So Musa alayhi salam worked for this man for how long? 10 years, mashallah. 10 years. Doing what? Being a shepherd. He went from being in a castle to being a shepherd. Do you know that the majority of prophets were shepherds at one time? Do you know why? Because Allah teaches them patience, just like Allah is teaching me patience right now with you guys. Right? Anyone who calls to Allah and teaches about Islam, he needs a lot of patience, as you can see. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to do that. So Musa alayhi salam says for 10 years, then it was time to go back, where? To the Czech Republic? Where? To Germany? To where? Egypt. Back to Egypt, back home. On the way to Egypt, what happens? An amazing thing happened. They were traveling, him and his family, his wife and his kids, and it was dark, and it was scary, and the GPS was not working. It went down, I guess the problem with the satellite. Then, they're lost. So what happens? Yes,
A steak, 22,
was a steak?
22 snake, I think.
Steak and a carrot, or what?
A steak.
A steak?
A steak, 22 snake, I think. I don't remember.
He found the stick and it turned into a snake?
No, a snake, 22.
So the snake turned into a steak. I don't know which one it is. Is the snake to the mongoose or the mongoose to the snake? Allah A'lam, right? Yes. What happened? He saw a fire. Huh? What about the ones that know Surah Taha by heart? Come on. Huh? He saw a fire. Then? What happened? Hiba, can you tell us? He saw a fire. Then what happens? He ran away from it. Yes.
They were going towards it because they thought it was a city.
Oh, good idea. You're close. Very close. He said, he thought that there's a fire, therefore there must be people there. Someone to go, first of all, to get directions. And number two, we're cold. I'll get a little torch with some fire, so we can have fire as well, and stay warm. But when he got close, he found that it was not fire. What was it? Yes, lady. Yeah? The special forces were there. I know. He found that it was a, yes. Huh? Yes, this amazing light. And then he heard a voice. Okay, the people that know Surah Taha, tell me, what did the voice say? Yeah, Musa?
إني أنا ربك فاخلع نعليك إنك بالوادي المقدس طوى
إني أنا ربك فاخلع عليك إنك بالوادي المقدس طوى. I am your Lord. Take off your shoes. Just like come into the masjid. Take off your shoes. Huh? إنك بالوادي المقدس طوى. You are in the sacred valley طوى. طوى is Mount Sinai, by the valley by the Mount of Sinai. Go on. وأنا اخترتك.
وأنا اخترتك فاستمع لما يوحى.
وأنا اخترتك, I chose you. So listen to what is being revealed to you, يا موسى. إنني أنا الله لا إله إلا أنا فاعبدني وأقم الصلاة لذكري. إنني, verily I am Allah. لا إله إلا أنا. There is no deity except for me. فاعبدني, worship me. وأقم الصلاة لذكري. Look at this combination, subhanAllah. Worship me, establish the salah. You cannot worship Allah without salah. No salah, no worship. فاعبدني وأقم الصلاة لذكري. Continue. إن الساعة
آتية أكاد أخفيها.
Verily, the hour is coming. The hour of what? The hour of what? What is the hour? The end, the day of judgment is coming. أكاد أخفيها. Now I'll stop here. People will speak Arabic. ما معنى أكاد أخفيها؟ ما معنى؟ يلا فلوش ما طبعا أنت مش عربي. ما معنى أكاد أخفيها؟ لا ما احنا بدنا تساعدنا يعني بدنا تساعدنا.
بالعامية كان أخبيه.
أكاد أخبيها. لا بالعكس أكاد أظهرها. أكاد أظهرها. The word says أكاد أخفيها. If you translate literally, it's I'm almost hiding it. But what it means, I'm about to show it. I'm about to make it clear.
If it means almost hidiness, it means it's already there, but some hidiness.
Exactly. I'm almost going to show it. And this is 3,000 years ago. That means that the hour is very close. لتجزى
كل نفس بما تفعل.
So that every soul is rewarded for what they put forth, the deeds that they did. Huh?
ولا يصدنك عنها من لا يؤمن بها واتبع هواه فتردى.
فلا يصدنك عنها. Let not. Listen guys, listen, we're almost done. فلا يصدنك عنها من لا يؤمن بها. Let the people that don't believe in it not get you away from it. Make you forget about it. You should never forget about that hour. من لا يؤمن بها واتبع هواه فتردى. And then these people that don't follow the ones that follow their vain desire, because you will lose. SubhanAllah. A beautiful message from Allah. Then he tells them, وَمَا تِلْكَ بِيَمِينِكَ يَا مُوسَى. Right? What is on your right? What are you holding in your right hand? Now the fun starts. Pay attention. What are you holding in your right hand? قال
هي عصاي أتوكأ عليها وأهش بها على غنمي ولي فيها مآرب أخرى.
قال هي عصاي. This is my stick, my staff. أتوكأ عليها. I lean on it. Guys, a staff. I lean on it and I use it to direct my flock. وَلِيَ فِيهَا مَآرِبُ أُخْرَى. Now Musa is talking to Allah. Why is he giving all this information? Allah already knows. But he's like enjoying the moment. Allah is talking to him. He's like, il est en train d'étaler. Hein? Do you guys know French? Il est en train d'étaler la situation. Pour parler, parler. Juste pour l'honneur de parler avec Allah. N'est-ce pas? The honor of speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they're stretching. He's stretching it. He's stretching it, subhanAllah. قال
ألقها يا موسى.
He said, let it go, just drop it. Drop it, يا موسى. فألقاها.
فإذا هي حية تسعى.
عمى. He threw it, then what happened? Then it became a snake. All right. So, are we talking about a little garden snake like we see in our backyard sometime?
No.
What are we talking about here? Huh? Rattlesnake? No, you're being generous.
No.
Maybe a cobra? Egypt has a lot of cobras. Egyptian cobras are big. Huh? Anaconda maybe?
No.
Now we're getting bigger, huh? What kind of snake? Python? Yes. Huh? Is that long? We're talking, look, listen. We're talking about a huge thing. It was said, the people of Tafsir, some of them say, that this snake started slithering, then it just wiggled its tail and hit a huge tree, destroys it, breaks it in half. Then sees a big rock, huge rock, the size of a car, let's say, and swallows it. Huge thing. And then Allah tells them, خُذْهَا. Now you guys like that expression. خُذْهَا وَلَا تَخَفْ. My kids at home, they always joke like, خُذْهَا وَلَا تَخَفْ. Take it and do not be afraid. How is he going to take it? Now imagine, he just saw a huge snake break a tree, swallow a big rock with his mouth open like this big with fangs. Musa is supposed to reach and grab the snake from the mouth, from the fangs area. خُذْهَا وَلَا تَخَفْ. Now what did Musa do at first? He ran. Huh? He ran away. وَلَا مُدْبِرًا في another ayah beside طه. وَلَا مُدْبِرًا وَلَمْ يُعَقِّبْ. He ran, did not even look back. Then Allah tells him, Musa, أقبل ولا تخف إنه لا يخاف لدي المرسلون. Come back and don't be afraid, because my messenger should not be afraid. I'm Allah and I'm with you. Then he comes and says, خُذْهَا, take it. Imagine a snake opening the mouth like this big. You're supposed to reach in the mouth, yes.
How a snake bite a tree like this?
Because the snake was big, very big. He's supposed to reach in the mouth of the snake and grab it. What is Allah teaching him? What is Allah teaching him? What's Allah teaching him here? You got they tell me? Allah is telling you, go reach for the mouth of a huge snake and grab it. What is Allah teaching you? Trust, yes. Trust in me. Rely on me and don't worry. The minute he grabs, سَنُعِيدُهَا سِيرَةَ الْأُوَّلِ. The minute he grabs it, it becomes a staff again. Allahu Akbar. This is the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is the message? اذهبا إلى فرعون إنه طغى فقولا له. And I know I jumped. We don't have time. What's the mission? What's Allah teaching him? What's the mission here? What's the mission? What is the mission? To go to Fir'aun, to call him to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When he sees Fir'aun starts laughing. Musa, this little kid that was in my house, you telling me you're a prophet and there's a God? What are you talking about? And then he started telling him, do you remember you killed the guy? You remember? To do what? To try to get Musa to fail. Guys, pay attention. A few more minutes, okay? Did not take him seriously. So Musa says, should I show you a sign? He said, go ahead, show me your sign. He throws the staff, what happens? Becomes a snake. Do you know what happened when Fir'aun saw the snake for the first time? What happened? He got off his throne and ran inside and peed himself. You guys know that? He peed in his pants. Yes, because he was so scared. It's a huge snake. It's a huge snake. So Musa alayhi salam started telling him, you are not God. There is a God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one that created you, created this river that you're so happy with, created everything that you have. You have to worship Him. But since you guys are already tired of me speaking to you, I will keep you in suspense. I will not finish the story now. Maybe later on. Who's ordering the pizza? No pizza. As I told some of them earlier, we're going to get a broccoli soup with some spinach pies. Broccoli spinach. Good combination. Kids love that. It's their favorite. And instead of juice boxes, we get some prune juice. Alright? We go vegan and healthy today. That's very popular. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. Alright, go on. Get your break. So how was the video? Was it nice? You guys like the bunnies?
Yeah.
Which bunny do you like the best? The gray one? The white one? You like the brown one? Yeah, I like the brown one too. Okay, you guys want pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to ask some questions. So you better have some answers. Okay? Question number 1. Who was the prophet called Israel? Who was he? What's his real name? Yaqub. 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 Remember, we're, inshallah, we're going to be learning Arabic, right? So it's not Yaqub, it's Yaqub, alayhi salam. Question number 2. Was Fir'aun a good person?
Bad person.
No? 9. Nish. Bad person. Mala persona. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Number 3. What did Fir'aun claim? What's the worst thing that he did? Or he claimed?
Slavery.
Slavery?
Slavery.
That's bad, but it's not the worst thing. Huh? Yes. The worst thing that he did is actually to claim that he is God. It's the most horrible thing that someone can do. To claim that he's God. Fir'aun did that. When the mother of Musa was worried about him when he was born, she put him in a box, right? Did she put him in the Atlantic Ocean?
No, the Nile River.
The Nile River. Okay, the river of the Nile. Right? I like that. All right. Number 5. Fir'aun saw a dream. What did he see? And he woke up and he was angry that someone has taken his sandwich.
No.
What did he see?
He saw a big
Huh?
fire.
Who?
He saw
Yes, sing it.
flying fires that.
He saw fireflies. What did he say? What did he see?
He saw fire.
Fireballs.
Fire. It's raining fire.
Flying where? Can you tell me? What's your name?
I know it.
What's your name? Reem? Zainab, mashallah, it's a beautiful name. So what was the fireball going?
To the mid.
Is your name Zainab?
No.
Are you Zainab?
No.
I like your hijab, Zainab.
Me?
Be quiet. Zainab, yeah.
Yeah, it will be quiet.
She said Egypt.
Huh?
She said Egypt.
Egypt. Okay. Who's going to Egypt? We're in the right direction. Now tell me, where in Egypt was it going?
Egypt.
يعني شبرا الجيزة where in Egypt yeah? Huh?
Was it ancient Egypt?
Huh? Scandaria? Where is it going in Egypt?
Pharaoh's castle. Pharaoh.
It was flying to the homes of? Oh, that's one less slice for everyone. Slices are huh? Every question you don't get, it's one less slice for you. So I just lost half a slice. Okay, you tell me.
So when the fireballs came down, they came and they hit the believers of the non-believers of Allah.
You're close. Yes, Hamza?
Fireballs went the Egyptian's house.
Exactly. The fireballs hit the homes of the Egyptians and did not touch the homes of Banu Israel, right? Okay, good. See, the sisters got it right. You guys wake up, come on. Okay. Who picked up Musa from the river? Huh? Who picked up Musa? Huh? The people from Fir'aun, right? There you go. Okay. Now, listen to this one. How did the mother of Musa go from taking care of him in secret into taking care of him in the open? Not only that, but under the protection of the soldiers of Fir'aun. How did that happen? Tell me.
In the castle, that when they were trying to nourish Musa with their milk, he refused everyone's milk. And then Musa's sister, his older sister, she came up to the Pharaoh, to the Pharaoh's people, and she told them about somebody whose milk they could refuse. So she brought her mother to the castle where she nourished Musa's milk.
MashaAllah, he told me the whole story. Very good. See this guy? This guy is saving you so far. So say Jazakallahu khairan. He grew up there. He grew up there. So yeah, he grew up there. Musa was in his neighborhood, right? We grew up in the same neighborhood. Okay. So basically, Allah Ta'ala made him refuse to nurse from any other woman until his sister came and told them, there you go, I got your attention, about this woman that could nurse him, but it was his mother. So that's how Allah brought his mother to take care of him in the open, under the protection of the soldiers of Fir'aun. This is the power of who? Of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Musa grew up to be very weak, right? Was very weak, right? No? Half of you said yes already. Was he weak? Was Musa weak? Huh? No. Okay, he was not weak. Allah made him very strong, right? Okay. Where did he go after he fled Egypt and crossed the desert? Miami? Minnesota? Milwaukee? It starts with an M. Which one? Medina. He went to Medina. I guess in Umrah right after that, it goes to Mecca. They all start with M. And Mecca, Medina. Yes. Medini? Meridian? Which one is it? Madian. فلما ورد ماء مدين as Allah said in Surah Al-Qasas. So it was Madian. Okay. How long did Musa spend in Madian? 20 years? 25 years? 35? Are you sure? Okay. Alright. 10 years in Madian. Good. And he was a blacksmith while he was there, right? Blacksmith? You sure? He's not a carpenter? No. You sure? Alright. Okay, he was a shepherd. Good. So, what happened to him on the way back to Egypt? What did he see? He saw fire. And then? Then became alive. A trick question for you. They asked him afterwards, how do you know it was Allah speaking to you? What was his answer? You can see that in the video. I guarantee you that. Answer my question first. They said, how do you know it was Allah talking to you and it's not somebody else playing a trick on you? What did he answer? Yes.
It's because they told him to be just like him to all white and
But there's something else. That's good, but there's something else, yes.
The tree was green while on fire.
That's a good one, but there's something else.
For the stick.
Yes, Sophia. That's a good one, but there's something else that I'm looking for. Yes, Ahmed. Yes, yes, Ahmed. Huh? The magicians? We're not that far yet. We're still in the desert, in the dark of night. Allah speaking to him. How does he know it is Allah speaking to him? Yes? He heard the voice, good. But how does he know it's Allah's voice? He heard it before? How do you know it's Allah's voice? Yes.
Because no one was there. He was the only
Because no one was there.
Because he guessed.
He guessed? No. He said, because even if I walk away from that tree, it doesn't matter how far or close, the voice is the same. The volume is the same. Subhanallah. Okay. What was the mission after Allah Ta'ala talked to him? What was the mission?
To make everyone believe.
Huh? Let's go. Yes. To make everyone believe. Your brother was saying the same thing, subhanAllah. But what else? To go and talk to who? Fir'aun. To go and speak to Fir'aun and try to call him to Allah first, right? to go. But he got to speak to Fir'aun. Did Fir'aun listen? Did he follow? No, he did not. He chose to stay a kafir. SubhanAllah. So now, I'll give you a couple minutes. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
Yes.
When you explained it before the video in Vic, you said that Prophet saw light, but in the movie there was fire.
Yeah, there's fire.
Yeah. It's a cartoon.
So
Try to make it, you know, dramatic for you. There was actually, it appeared to be a fire from a distance, but when you get close, it was actually very strong light. Yeah, so. Any other question?
No.
I have a question. Can I eat the pizza by myself? You said it now. The sacrilegious words. Sharing is scared? Sharing is scared? So can you guys share the pizza with me? You share the pizza with me?
Yeah,
All right. Deal. Okay, guys. Enjoy.
Goodbye.